Hey, what's up, everybody? So I just saw that the U.S. Army upped their enlistment age from 35 to 42, effective April 2026, and I'm just curious as to why. Why did they increase the enlistment age from 35 to 42 for the U.S. Army? I'm really curious. Is it because of the situation in Iran? There's talk about sending troops over to Iran, a possible draft coming. All speculation. I don't know for sure. I'm just looking at what's going on. I'm just curious because they never do anything randomly. It's all part of a plan. It's well thought out. So I'm curious as to what this is leading to. So if you're 42 years old, you'll be able to enlist in the Army in the next month. So I guess my next question is, how many 42-year-old American males are fit enough to be active duty military? That's the question. Unfortunately, I'm well over that age, so I can't enlist, but I'm really curious as to why they're doing this. What is
All right, I'm going to stop right there for a second. I'm going to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. Shalom to the 144,000. It's the brother Amon Padah for the GMS Denver camp. Coming to you with another lesson. At the plantation currently, and I came across this video right here. This is what everybody's been talking about as of lately. If you've been keeping up with the news, all right, the United States just upped the age requirement, or the age restrictions for military service in case of a draft. I believe it's now the age of 18 to 42. It went from 18 to 26 to the age of 42 now. And we told you that this would happen. All right, they're giving out waivers for those who had certain violations, those who had certain dishonorable discharges. All right, they're waiving those discharges, and now they're allowing these people to be drafted. Why? This dude was asking why. We know why, man, and he knows why too. All right, because they finna go to war, man. World War III. They finna have a draft, man. All right, you see, that's what's going on. Let's get some precepts real quick. Here we have it right here, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. All right, that sound of battle is getting louder and louder. That's why they're making these different requirements, extended. All right, because they're gonna draft more people, man. All right, a lot of the men that are here in America, Babylon the Great, are gonna get drafted over there into that war, man, into that meat grinder, to be destroyed over there in the Middle East. That's what's happening, man. The U.S. is not going to end this war. They're not going to back out of it. Nah, man, it's going to get worse and worse to the point where they're going to have a draft. All right? The sound of battle is in the land. That's what time we're in. All right? The war of Armageddon is at hand. Let's get the book of Joel real quick. All right, hopefully you can hear me. Here we have the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, starting verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. This is the will of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, that these nations go to war, especially America, Babylon the Great. There's no backing out of this, man. The Lord is going to gather all the heathen over there in the Middle East to be destroyed in this war, man. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. It's talking about the heathen nations, getting their militaries together and now coming up against the big bully known as America, Babylon the Great. All right. The so-called weaker nations are now declaring that they're strong. All right. A lot of them have nuclear capabilities, man. Advanced military capabilities, more advanced than previous years. And they're able to, come up against America, Babylon the Great and challenge America now. All right. So that's the weak saying they're strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. All right, and the heathen, that's the nations outside of the nation of Israel, the true nation of Israel. All right, and gather yourself together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Shai. And the Lord's mighty ones are the angels. So this war is not going to be a regular war, man. It's going to be a supernatural war. So if you Israelites that are over here on this side get drafted, understand you're going to be coming up against the angels, all right, the host of heaven, all right, and ultimately Yahweh Shai when he returns in the midst of World War III. So you're getting sent to go fight against the heathen, which is not even your battle. This is a war that these damn devils have orchestrated. And then also you're going to fight against the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, man. And it's just a lose-lose in every direction, man. Okay? So here we have verse 12. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. You see that there? Yahweh Shaphat. What does that mean? All right? In the Hebrew, that means the land of the Lord's judgment. All right? For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. There it is. Like I told you, man. This is going to be a war, all right, in which the heathen get demolished, man. All these heathen nations, all right, including America, Babylon the Great. That's what's going on. That's why there's a draft coming. That's why they're changing the age, because a lot of you wicked Israelites are going to be sent over there to die as a judgment, all right, because you're joined into America, man. You're joined into the Lord's enemy. So you heard that term, a friend of my enemy is my enemy. Therefore, if you're joined into Yahweh's enemies, Yahweh Bashmi Shai's enemies, hey, he's going to deal with you accordingly. All right? All you talking about pray for America. You love America so much. Well, you're finna go die for America. Understand that. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. And like I said, this is a judgment for all the wickedness that's done here. All right? A lot of you YNs, you wicked Israelites, you know what I'm saying? You wicked so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, you're going to get drafted, man, to die over there, man. And it talks about that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Let's get that real quick, man. But this is what's happening, man. End time prophecy playing out. That's why there's a draft coming, to fulfill the will of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. Matter of fact, let's read the next verse real quick. Got to get this one. Verse 14. What does it say? Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai is near in the valley of decision. All right. And that term Yahweh Shaphat, or they say Jehoshaphat, is Yahweh Shaphat in the Hebrew. All right. That's the Lord's judgment, the Lord's decision. All right. He's going to make his decision and exact that judgment out there in the Middle East, man. We telling you right now. We telling you. We've been telling you. Now it's happening. Now it's taking place. Okay? That day is near. It's near. It's not far off. That's why they're making all these changes, because they're getting ready for what? To draft a bunch of you men. All right? Believe it or not, you'll see. Now let's go to that 2nd Ezra 16 real quick. Gotta get that. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 33. We bring this out all the time, man. All right? The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Meaning, a bunch of these men here are going to get drafted over there into that war. All right? That's why they're increasing the age limit, because they need more bodies to go be added to that meat grinder over there. They need more bodies to fight their war. So a lot of these women are going to have their men drafted, their husbands drafted to go die over there, man. So that's why they're going to be left without bridegrooms. Bunch of widows, man. All right? That's what that's talking about. Look, what does it say right here? Verse 34. I mean, it's plain as day, man. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed by their husbands, you see? And their husbands shall perish of famine. You see that there? And I always bring this out as well in regards to this verse. All right? The men perishing in the war and also of the famine, because that's coming to America, Babylon the Great, but also over there, man, you know, it's a high possibility that the food supply can get cut off, because that war is going to be fought miles and miles away from America. And in order for them to be supplied with food, they're gonna have to have ships or whatever, supply those soldiers with victuals. Well, what if that supply chain gets cut off and they just starve out there in the Middle East, man? They got you drafted, you over there with an M16 with minimal training, and now something that happened to the food supply, and now you're just starving. You'll have soldiers starving, man, possibly. So you gotta apply that as well, man. Okay, it's not a good situation for you Israelites that are joined into Esau's military, man. All right, and understand that when this draft does come, whenever it happens, that it's better to be put in prison for not going than to get drafted over there to go die in World War III. All right, and I'm speaking to you sincere elect out there, man. Okay, the Lord gonna do something for his elect. Now, I've had dreams on this, man, in regards to the draft. I've had multiple dreams on this matter. The Lord gonna do something for his elect men when it comes to this draft. He's not gonna allow his men to get drafted over there to that goddamn meat grinder. All right, because that would be in direct opposition of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, so don't fear, man. Just understand the Lord got it worked out already, man. All right, but this is what's coming. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea," all right, the Red Sea, "and his hinder part toward the utmost sea." Salaki, the utmost sea is the Red Sea. All right. It says, "And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things." All right, the East Sea being the Gulf of Persia. So let's talk about the land over there in the Middle East, man. The Northern Army being the United States military. This is an end time prophecy. They're going to be sent over there to the Middle East, all right, to go die. That's it and that's all, man. So, you Israelites, man, that have been playing around with this thing, this truth, understand that things are getting deadly serious now, man. The Lord is bringing all these end time prophecies to pass very, very quickly. The doors of mercy are closing, man. Seek Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, so that you don't have to, partake in this madness, man. The Lord is going to have a hedge of protection around his elect. Understand that, those who are sincerely seeking him. And Abarat Zah, Lord willing, we're of that number. But yeah, man, just want to do a quick lesson on this, man. All right, the men of Great Millstone have been prophesying correctly, warning you of these things, and now they're happening, man. All right, so hey, man, buckle up. It's not going to get better. It's going to get crazier in society. And you might even have a lot of civil unrest take place over this draft. All right, people going up against the military, man, you know what I'm saying? Protests and whatnot might become violent over this draft. We'll see. All right. Yeah, but things are getting more chaotic, man, as we're watching these end time prophecies unfold. But with that being said, I'm in this lesson right here. Lord willing, the elect were edified. I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And Kwam Yasharala and the Bible Ball. Shalom to the elect. It's going down.